What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are still over in Cold September, and we're taking a look at my 13v13 six-pack that I had using the Zap Lalo. Before we get started with the video, I just want to say thank you very much for all the love and support you guys have been giving me in my channel. Subscriber count just keeps on going up. The views on the stream keep going up, and I think everyone is still somewhat liking my YouTube content because I keep getting positive feedback from it. So I really appreciate all that. Make sure you continue to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the videos. Let me know what you think about how I'm doing overall. If there's anything you guys would like to see changed, or if there's anything you would like to see added, I'm always open for suggestions and recommendations. Down below in the description, you'll find a link to my own personal Discord server. If you're a subscriber or you're looking to become a subscriber and you want to just have more of a close-knit community with some people, maybe you are not at the top end, maybe you're just starting to step in the competitive scene. If you want to start introducing yourself to some of those people, or maybe you're in the competitive scene and you want to start working with other people in the competitive scene to try to broaden your horizons, all that is possible in my Discord server. So like I said, it's down in the description. Go ahead and join, set yourself up with a role, and I'll see you guys there. All right, so today's video is going to be a base identification video, and we are going to be taking a deeper look at the Zap Lalo. Now, I did a base identification video for this, and when I was rewatching it, I realized I didn't really explain the 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 fine details of it, right? So this video, I'm going to be focusing on just two replays, and we're going to be taking our times really breaking down the base and kind of going through the whole process of why I chose the base and what I saw that made it good for a Zap Lalo. We're going to be taking a look at the replay. There's actually two replays on one of the bases that failed, and we're going to see how I decided to convert that failed replay into a 3-star using the Zap Lalo. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Obviously, we won this war pretty handily. Not much of a competition. They put up a pretty good fight up top at the Town Hall 13s, but we just left one on the board. Kirk almost got the last triple, and was very close, but nice work to us. All right, so let's start with the basics. Just kind of looking at the base with very minimal drawing on it first. Looking at this base, we can see we have a centralized clan castle. And when I say centralized, it doesn't mean centralized in a base per se, but it means centralized around the high value buildings. So you have 2 scatter shots, 2 expos, the royal champ, 2 sweepers, the town hall, queen, all that stuff is within one compartment reach of the clan castle. So basically, if you're doing a queen charge or a kill squad or anything like that into this bottom side of the base, you're going to run into issues because you're going to have so much damage on either your kill squad or your queen or your Sui that you're not going to be able to get the entry that you want into this town hall. You know, he's pretty much overloading this side of the base and then relying on these top side walls, these little wall segments, and these single infernos kind of just protect them from the top, which he's really not. There's a couple different ways you could go about taking a base like this. This is pretty susceptible to a queen charge using 2-layer wall breaks to get all the way through to the core. But again, on the back end, you have to deal with a late CC. You have to deal with the 2 scatter shots, 2 expos, back end Barbarian King. And even though I fresh tripled this base, I knew that the Teslas, just whenever you see something like this down at the bottom of a base or at the top of the base or the side of a base, it's 99% of the time Teslas. There's going to be a Tesla farm down there because you can see there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 open spots for Teslas, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 that are behind the walls. So either they're inside the walls or outside the walls. But whenever you see that, you can go ahead and just count on Tesla farm being there, right? All right. So why Zap Lalo? Okay, let's discount the zaps real quick. Let's look at all the value we can get from the bottom of the base. So I'm not going to be dealing with the CC because I'm going to be zapping it. But the CC is only one building out of many buildings here. So why? Obviously, with with the Zap Lalo here, I can get the scatter shot, I can get the Expo, I can get the RC, and I can maybe get the sweeper. But that's not exactly why I'm gonna be doing it. It just opens up the door to the possibility of doing it. Because once I take down those buildings, I look at what else I can sui, right? So what what makes the Lalo portion of the Zap Lalo strong is the value that you gain off of the Sui. And you're also looking to increase that value by creating pathing. We're going to take a look at that here. So I don't think it's a big surprise. I'm going to be Zap Laloing the, let me get my, sorry about this. All right. So I'm going to be zapping here, here, and here. Okay, so this is my initial value that I'm getting, right? I don't want to deal with the CC. I want one scatter to get taken out. Even though it's a symmetrical base, the RC is on the right side of the CC. That means I'm going to zap this side 100% because I want to get the RC and I want to get the enemy queen. So my idea here is if I could take one down with the zaps, that's more beneficial than waiting to try to take it down on the fly. So that's my zap value right there. Like I said, I don't even think I worry about getting a sweeper on this. I can't remember because it was just inconsequential. The sweeper's too far to the bottom of the base, and I'm going to take this whole bottom of the base with my heroes. So those 4 buildings are down. Now, as far as a Lalo goes, I have a couple key buildings that are concerns. 2 of them right here in this compartment. I got the AQ and the Multi Inferno. Got the Eagle, huge concern. Single Infernos, not a big deal, right? And then one more scatter shot. So this combo in this compartment right here is pretty deadly for Lalo because it takes a lot of hit points to get through this expo, and that whole time that scatter shot is just going to be raining death on your loons. So that's what I'm looking for when I look for my Sui value. Can I get the queen with the Sui? No. Well, can I get a scatter shot? Can I get an expo, a sweeper, wizard towers? You know, 2 archer towers, even though they're not detrimental, they're not going to wipe out your Lalo from the beginning like a scatter shot will. But if you look at all these high value buildings that I'm getting, you're going to start painting a picture of why the Zap Lalo is so powerful. And it's not because I took out 3 buildings at the start with the zaps. It's that's the key to opening the door to the Sui part, which opens the door further for the Lalo portion. So let's go ahead and start marking some of these buildings out. Again, trying to keep it as clean as possible. All right, so how am I going to do this Sui? Well, since it's a friendly war and I have access to pretty much any friendly troop that I want to use, I am going to be using, oh, man, this freaking thing is killing me. Let me see. There we go. All right. Why is this not working? All right. So sorry about that, guys. This pen still is giving me problems, but we're gonna get through it. So I'm gonna start with an ice golem down here, and I'm gonna start with a couple of sneaky gobs just to take down this one storage because I want my heroes to funnel this way. So sneaky gobs are gonna break that. You only need 2 to really get that funnel. Even if there's Teslas over there, the funnel will still be set because I'm gonna use a ice golem here, and it's actually gonna go and walk this way. I'm gonna use 2 headhunters and my BK to get the enemy BK down pretty much immediately, and then my queen or my king is going to start walking this way. Now I've already used one ice golem, but the ice golem is going to die relatively quickly. So what I'm going to do in order to extend the value of my Sui is I am going to drop another ice golem here, which can tank this scatter shot and these 3 buildings. Okay, and then I'm going to send in the RC behind so she can start taking out these buildings while they're all tanked, right? So I'm getting double value. It's extending the life of my king because my king is going to be wrapping into the base, and I don't want all these buildings to just target my king right away. So that ice golem is going to tank for him, but it's also going to be tanking from my RC coming in. Now once the king has reached this area here, I'm free to drop my queen in because she still is going to bounce in and then bounce this way, right? And my goal is let the queen get the town hall. Queen's going to pick up all of this with the BK, and the RC is going to pick up all of this here with the seeking shield. And I'm pretty much going to be looking at overwhelming Sui value coming from the bottom side of the base after I have overwhelming, well, not overwhelming, but the zap portion of my Lalo frees up that Sui. So realistically, we're looking at this much of the base gone, right? I'm not going to highlight the whole thing, but this is what we're looking at, right? Ideally. So what does that leave? Let me go ahead and move this up. All right, so what does that leave? Well, as you can see, the point of a Lalo is to create a pretty good L-shaped pathing. And when we say L's, we are talking about the direction that you're going to fly, and that shape being an L lets you provide direct pathing into your own main group of loons through use of support loons. So if you see right, oh, I have it. No, I, if anybody knows a better program for drawing on your screen, let me know. But so I start here with a slammer and, well, first a hound. The reason why I start with the hound is because when you have a deep eagle, when your eagle artillery is deep in the base, it always targets your highest group of hit points in one single tile. And that would be a lava hound because it's 30 troop space. So I'm going to make sure I get that lava hound down immediately. And then I'm going to have the stone slammer following it right behind. And the reason why I'm doing that is because, one, it's going to tank the hound's going to tank and soak up any traps along the way to this air defense. But it's also going to save my loons from that first barrage from the eagle shells. So while the slammer's going in there, I'm going to float some loons in this way. And my goal is to have the slammer come in here and these loons come in this direction, right? And then I'm going to have another hound and some more topside loons coming in this way. And then some more loons coming in from this way. And what that's going to end up looking like is these buildings going down to the Lalo as these loons are pushing through this channel here. So it's going to be these loons from the top supporting, and then I'm going to have one last lava hound. I'm a big fan of the three hound Lalo, and they're going to be coming in like this, right? And it's just going to continue to add to my Lalo, my main group, eventually ending up over here somewhere. And then inside the slammer, I'm bringing a dragon, and that's with the sole intention of killing the enemy archer queen. Now you're going to see that this is a very slow and patient Lalo. It's not a hectic Sui Lalo. It's a very patient, very methodical Lalo. And the reason for that is because you have to realize that the advantages that you have when you don't have to deal with the enemy queen or the enemy CC, the only thing in this base that's a real danger is here, here, and here. And it's kind of off-putting to think that there's only 3 buildings in the base that are really posing a threat. So you have to come up with a plan for those specific areas of the base. So my plan for number 1, which is the enemy Archer Queen, I'm going to have that slammer coming into this air defense with that lava hound heading to this cannon where the Archer Queen will likely pop it, and there's where she dies. Because this is where I'm expecting the second Eagle Barrage to come in while my balloons are trickling in this way. Okay, so I'm anticipating needing the tome there because of that second Eagle Barrage. But then if the tome is there and I get a haste spell here, then by the time that tome wears off, my loons are into the Eagle Artillery. And these loons are already pushing this way, and I have loons from the top side crushing into the base like this. And everything is just going to continue pathing along the same route. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the replay. Just some key things that you need to realize on this attack is, 1, preferable that you sui for the town hall, especially if you're leaving the enemy Archer Queen alive inside the base, because you need that dragon in order to kill the enemy queen. If you are suing and you can't get the enemy queen, and you can't get the town hall, then you need to try to get the enemy queen while you're in flight on the back end of the town hall. It's very difficult to do. It's not ideal to do. And it's also a base building tip for all you guys trying to build bases like that. Make it so your queen can't be suied. Make sure your queen can't be zapped, and make sure that your town hall can't be suied. And you should be good to go as far as defending the zap Lalo. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get into the replay, and I'll start breaking down exactly step by step how things went. Right. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and get into the zap portion. I probably could have got that sweeper. I wasn't really thinking about it. I used the quake to soften up the expo and the scatter shot on that side of the base. Now here comes those sneaky gobs. 2 headhunters, and look how quick they take down that enemy queen, that enemy king. I mean, he's melting right now. And this is where I said I needed to extend the life of my barbarian king. At this point in the attack, he's taking damage from pretty much 4-point defenses because of that double cannon. So he's not going to get too much unless I can keep him alive through the other point defenses. And that's exactly what my king and the ice golem were doing. So RC does her thing. She ends up not getting the expo, which is unfortunate, but she's going to pretty much triple the amount of value that the king gets on his Sui just by kind of double teaming with him. King gets that final Tesla, and I'm going to pause it right when the town hall goes down. Boom. All right, so what do we have left? Kind of exactly what I planned for. Now you can see the pathing here. Slammer, loons, slammer, loons coming in from the top, and everything's pushing in this way, right? So I want everything to be riding this channel no higher than the Inferno and Wizard Tower, right? The Inferno is going to be my end state throughout the whole base on both sides. So this whole area is where I want to keep my Lalo, and that's where I want to keep my Slammer and my Dragon. But you see the Sui did the majority of the work. The Lalo actually isn't that difficult. For those who are experienced with Lalo, you'll realize that doing this with 23 balloons and 3 lava hounds, a couple months ago we were all using pretty much the 2-hound Lalo because we needed the extra loons to force our way through the base, and it's just not necessary anymore. You almost prefer the tanking that you get from the hounds and the extra cleanup, all that good stuff from the hounds. So this is exactly what I was shooting for, and it ended up going exactly how I planned. So first hound comes in, and you can see first thing that happens, Eagle lights up, starts targeting on that hound. Now something unfortunate that did happen on this attack was my queen ended up killing the bomb tower that I wanted to anchor in on. So my slammer is actually going to take a very strange route here. It's going to go like this, which brings it kind of an awkward way here into the base, but it's not going to really change anything. What I ended up doing was flying. I was anticipating flying these loons in here to support the slammer, but what's going to happen is these loons and the slammer are going to get there first, which is going to push these loons down here on this backside channel. And this is a ground expo, so it's not doing a lot of damage. But remember, I had 23 loons, and now I have 16, and I still have 2 lava hounds. So I'm not really overdoing it with the loon drops. I'm being very patient, being very uh, forgiving to keep some back end loons, because that's usually where this attack kind of burns out, is on the back end. So you want to make sure you have a good amount of troops coming in on the backside just to support your Lalo. Okay, keep going. Now, see those top side loons? I didn't end up using a lava hound yet because I didn't feel like I needed it. There's the lava hound coming from the top, and you can see everything is just kind of converging right here in the middle of the base. And I got my loons supporting. So Slammer's not dead yet. It's got like 1 HP. Loons coming here, loons coming here. Big group of loons coming this way with the lava hound. And I already have my top side loons coming in this direction with a hound flying this way. So what this is going to end up doing is making these loons push this way, these loons push this way. Everything's going to be pushing inside and coming down this side and converging right where I kind of wanted it to. So you can see how slow it is. I still have 1 loon left in the bag. Majority of my loons are down. I'm going to start dropping my cleanup right around this time. And you're going to want to just sprinkle in 1 or 2 minions behind each, pretty much behind the big packs of loons, and then figure out where you want to go. But notice, not a single spell has been used on the Lalo yet. I still have 3 haste and 2 free spells because this was the only dangerous part in the base on the way in. This inferno right here. And I'm using my tome to get through this inferno. There's no need to haste and all that stuff out here if my troops are just not going to be taking any damage at all. So didn't use a freeze, didn't use a haste, and I'm going to smoothly sail through the rest of this base. Okay. Get that cleanup down early. Finally, the dragon comes out. I used the initial freeze, not for the inferno, but so I could slow down the enemy queen, because I really needed that dragon to take down the enemy queen. And you can see here, everything's kind of converging, meeting up. And this ended up being a pretty big overkill as far as the Lalo goes, because I still have a freeze, I still have a haste. There goes the freeze. I'm going to go ahead and just split that haste between my 2 packs of loons. Try to get that air defense down immediately. And it works out. Plenty of time on the clock. Plenty of loons. Still got like 15 loons in that pack. I mean, granted, some of them are dying, but pretty easy Lalo. It was a fresh triple, so just kind of planning out your value can kind of really lead you to some success with the Zap Lalo. Now the next hit is this base, and I'm going to show you where I got my idea from. So let's go ahead and look at base number 1, or the first hit. And we're not going to watch it all the way through, but what we are going to watch is the zaps. So 5 zaps in a quake, boom, gets all those buildings. 5 zaps in a quake, boom, gets those buildings. Now he's going to do the super barbarian attack, and it's not going to work. It gets very close, like scary close. But the town hall just doesn't end up going down because his queen has to pop the ability. And then Slick hit the same base, and he got a 1-star as well. But what I noticed about Slick's hit that was different was the Sui. Here comes the Sui. Now he made some mistakes, like he used 1 loon and he didn't get either one of the Teslas. So he's going to have to use another loon to get the Teslas down. Instead of using a loon and a minion in order to get those Teslas down, he just used a loon. It didn't work. So whenever you have Teslas like that, using a loon plus 1 minion will guarantee that they go down. So using a Sui, we're just going to kind of fast forward it because I saw this Sui and I was like, there's got to be a way to Lalo this base after all this stuff. So I see his idea, and I'm going to kind of exploit what he did right and what Buraz did as well. So one thing I noticed from both the replays, right, was that this CC was headhunters and a freaking lava hound. So I really have no need to zap the CC because I'm using a Lalo, and the only thing in there to worry about is the headhunter CC. But what I am going to do is I'm going to use those 5 quakes or 5 lightning spells and the quakes to go ahead and take down this large group of buildings here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to do the same Sui for this entire area here that Slick did. And you can start to see that I have that very good L that I always talk about with my Lalo plants, right? So it's a pretty long L, but it's very thin and compact through the base. And the way I want to do this Lalo is I want to start my slammer into this Inferno, because again, the biggest, based on Slick's Sui, he's gonna get the enemy queen because her reach extends like somewhere in here, but the RC is just short, so I'm not gonna get the RC with my Sui, which is fine. Um, but the biggest source of danger in the base, other than the town hall, is going to be this enemy RC. So, got to make sure I get her down. I'm gonna do that by flying in with my Stone Slammer into the Multi Inferno, Dragon 5 loons, Royal Champion goes down. So that's too easy. These 2 air defenses are down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fly a Hound directly over these wizard towers to soak up all the traps, and then I'm gonna fly in my loons this way. And you can see, I mean, this is beautiful pathing just to get through the base. Everything's staying nice and tight. I'm gonna have some support loons coming in here just in case, and then another lava hound coming in from the bottom just to meet up and keep that thing tanked, right? I just want to keep it all tanked there while my loons do their job. At the beginning of the attack, I'm going to use 2 loons here and 2 loons here and a bowler. And the goal for the bowler was to try to bounce this before the headhunters came out and killed it. And I'll be right there. And sorry, the 2 loons take these down, and the bowler was gonna try to. I was gonna try to get this wizard tower down, but it ends up not working out. But the end state of doing that was because I was leaving the clan castle alive. I really wanted to deal with the headhunters with my king, queen, and the 2 ice golems I was going to be using. So it ends up working out. I don't get the wizard tower down, but I do get the headhunters come out to the top side of the base, and the king and the queen do take them out with no problem at all. So now that this part of the base is taken care of, and this multi-inferno and RC is taken care of, we start looking at our pathing as it comes to the core. And that's why I decided to take Buraz's idea. Instead of zapping the CC like most people would do, I decided to just zap this area out. Because I knew the king and the queen were going to get all the way to the eagle. But if I left any of this up, my loons would pass this way through the core. And I did not want that. I did not want my loons to come through over top of the scatter shot, because I didn't have enough space. Well, I didn't have the luxury of killing the enemy RC with like headhunters. I needed that stone slammer to get that down. So I need to take down the town hall with loons, and the best way to do that is to directly target the town hall. You don't want to leave pathing up in the air as like a chance. So directly taking out what would knock off pathing in the middle of the base, leaving the clan castle up, and then relying on my heroes to make it all happen by clearing all these buildings here is going to make my Lalo literally just path directly from 10 to 6. And then from here, I'm going to have a couple more support loons coming in like this. These mortars are already going to be down. So are the Teslas that were in front of them. Loons are going to come this way, ride the rest of this L. And then for this backside Inferno, I'm going to send in my RC after the Lalo goes in. RC is going to go ahead and clip this Inferno Tower. Ability is going to soften all this up. And I mean, this was a really, really strong attack. But I hope you guys can see the picture there of kind of why I chose to do that. And you have to get really creative with these Zap Lalos. You know, you can't do the same thing every single time. So we're going to go ahead and get into the replay. And I'll kind of break it down as we get to important areas of the attack. So 29 loons, only 2 hounds on this because I'm only leaving 2 air defenses left at the back side of the base. So I didn't need that 3rd hound. Didn't need that extra tanking. So here comes that Zap Lalo, or the Zaps. Here comes the 2 loons for the Teslas and the mortars. And I'm just missing with the wizard, or with the bowler, which sucks. But I do trigger the tornado. There goes the headhunter. Now the headhunter is going directly towards my heroes up at 12. But when it's done like this, it's really not a problem. I left the hound inside. Hound's just gonna do absolutely nothing on defense. The ice golem ends up freezing the headhunter, so I pop my king ability, and then I realized at the last minute I didn't drop both my ice golems, and I thought this was gonna cost me the eagle or the queen, but it ends up not being that big of a deal and kind of helping out because now I have a fresh ice golem coming in that hasn't taken any splash damage, and the scatter shot's about to go down. So very OP Sui value here. And you'll see I'm about to get the queen. Let's pause it here. So once this queen goes down, all the threats except the RC are really out of the base, right? Because I already have a plan for this multi-inferno. So the scatter is going to come in. Hound is flying this way, going to soak up all those traps. And you can see I already have my Lalo coming in. So I'm not waiting for my RC or I'm not waiting for the RC. I'm not waiting for the queen ability. I'm not waiting for any of that. I'm getting it down, and I'm going to get cleanup down immediately because the biggest thing that you're going to run into with this attack is time fails. So I get my cleanup down immediately. I only have 2 lava hounds. That means I'm limited on pups, but I want to just highlight the pathing. The pathing here is absolutely insane. And my little pin thing just went out again. Sorry. Takes forever to come back. It's a really shitty app, I guess. Thank God I didn't pay for it. But you see this pathing here. Now the only problem with the pathing is the bomb towers. And that's going to be okay because I'm going to have a bunch of loons coming out of that stone slammer that are going to add to my support loons. And it's going to keep everything nice and tight. So let's keep it playing. And notice I still haven't used any early spells. I have 3 freezes, 2 haste, 1 poison. Everything is just going to be nice and slow and smooth. Loons are literally taking 0 damage right now. RC is going down to the dragon. Not a single spell used outside of the Zap Lalo, and I have a minute left in the attack. Now the Town Hall activates, so I play it smart. I use a freeze, haste, and I'm going to be patient with the tome. Clip everything in the tome, and I still have 9 loons in the back. So now I'm heading into this. That was why I wanted the wizard tower down. That little pause they just did. I wanted that not to happen. Use my next freeze. Use the haste. Still have loons in the back. I got 7 loons in the back. I mean, look how many loons I have alive. But all these loons just in the pocket. Cleanups down early. Dragons up top. Cleaning everything up. Overwhelming amount of loons. Little mini loon parade here. It looked kind of close, but I actually didn't need the loons for the cleanup. This was this base was like crushed. So that's pretty much the idea behind the Zap Lalo, guys. I hope that went into some more detail, kind of help you guys out. Um, there was some amazing triples in this war, and I am going to be bringing you some of those, but I just kind of wanted to dig back in because I get a lot of DMs from like a lot of my buddies, a lot of friends, talking about their experience with Zap Lalo and how they're kind of struggling with it. So I just wanted to make sure that I got a good video out to kind of describe the ins and outs of the things that I saw. I'm also going to be bringing some attacks from War Whales. They did a bunch of Zap Lalo against Crunch Time. So my guys over there were really fucking it up with the Zap Lalo. So gonna make sure I pay some homage to those guys because they definitely deserve it. We got a pretty one-sided victory against Crunch Time. It was a fun war, but it was good to put a beat down on Crunch Time. Very talented clan, and we're always up to put a talented clan 6 feet under. So now I'm just playing. That was a great war. Hopefully we can do it again. But yeah, that's it for the video today, guys. Sorry, it's pretty late here. Just got the kids to bed. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends, clanmates. This is probably one of the more in-depth Zap Lalo guides you're going to get. So I hope you appreciate it as much as I appreciate you guys tuning in. Big shout out to my wife. She's been putting in a ton of work. She's going to edit this video tomorrow morning. Try to get it out to you guys tomorrow afternoon. But if not, it'll be coming out the following day. All right, guys, take it easy. Really appreciate the support. Hope you guys have a great day. Catch you on the next one. Peace.